Hello and welcome to our Teaching for Success Parent Engagement Series. I'm your host, Rosa Kemirembe. Today we're tackling an important topic that's on the minds of parents who would like to send their children overseas for post-secondary education, specifically in the United States of America or in Canada. This is more than just packing bags and saying goodbye. It's about equipping our young adults with the skills, mindset, and support they need to thrive in a completely new environment. Whether your child is heading to university or college, this transition will test them academically, socially, and emotionally. But with the right preparation, they can not only survive, but truly excel. So let's take the next few minutes to explore how we can set these children up for success. Academic preparation requires us to think beyond just good grades. While strong marks are certainly important, North American universities and colleges place equal emphasis on well-rounded students. Let me explain, for example, why writing skills are particularly crucial. At this level, education shifts from memorization to critical analysis. Your child will need to write research papers, persuasive essays, and detailed reports across all disciplines. Even in science and technical fields, the ability to communicate complex ideas clearly is valued. I recommend having them practice writing regularly, perhaps keeping a journal, or starting a blog, or even just writing longer emails. But academics alone won't make your child stand out. Admissions committees look for students who bring diverse experiences to their campuses. This means we should encourage participation in extracurricular activities throughout high school. A student who volunteers at a local hospital, plays on a sports team, or leads a school club demonstrates time management and interpersonal skills that grades alone can't show. If your child hasn't been involved in such activities, it's not too late to start. Even 6 months of consistent community service before applications is better than nothing. The cultural adjustment our children will face cannot be overstated when they go overseas. Culture shock, even for those who live in the cities of their home countries, affects everyone differently. But it typically hits hardest in the first 3 to 6 months. Simple things like classroom dynamics may surprise them. In North America, students are often expected to challenge professors' ideas respectfully. Social norms around dating, alcohol, and personal space may also differ significantly from what they're used to in their home countries. Many students struggle, not because they weren't smart enough, but because they weren't prepared for these cultural differences. This leads me to a crucial point about social circles. Your child will naturally gravitate toward other international students at first. And while this provides comfort, it's important they also make local friends. These connections help with cultural integration and language practice. However, we must warn them about peer pressure. The freedom of being abroad can lead some students to make poor choices. They should know that it's okay to say no to situations that make them uncomfortable, whether it's excessive partying, substance abuse, or other risky behaviors. Practical life skills become critically important when parents aren't there to help. Let's talk about money management first. Many students from developing countries experience sticker shock when they see prices in North America. Before they leave, have them practice budgeting with their allowances, tracking every shilling spent each month. When they arrive, they'll need to understand concepts like tipping, of which you are expected to tip 15 to 20% of the cost of your meal at restaurants. Sales tax, which is added at the checkout, so you won't see the exact price you're going to pay on the sticker on your product. You will find that out at the checkout, because it's at the checkout that they'll add a sales tax. We also have credit scores, which affect your ability to get loans in future. And that could include a loan to buy a house or an apartment. I strongly advise, or even renting an apartment or renting a house, I strongly advise setting up a local bank account with your child with online banking, and teach them how to save, how to bank money, and how to choose the most appropriate bank account for them, because there are different kinds of bank accounts. Health is another area where preparation matters. Unlike in developing countries where you can walk into most clinics, healthcare abroad or overseas often requires appointments to be made weeks in advance. Teach your child to recognize when they're truly sick versus when they can have self-treatment of minor illnesses. They should know where the pharmacies are, and also basic first aid, and have a well-stocked medical kit for things like coughs and colds and headaches. Most importantly, ensure that they understand their health insurance coverage, what's included, what's not, and how to file a claim. The emotional challenges of studying abroad are often the hardest to anticipate. Many students experience homesickness, especially during the first semester and around holidays. Parents, your role here is crucial. FaceTime, call them, but also connect with them and connect them with a local support system. This could be family, friends, a church community, or even the family of another student from their home country. Having somewhere to go for holiday meals like Easter or Christmas or Ramadan makes a huge difference. Academic expectations will be different than what they're used to. In North America, participation often counts towards grades. Students are expected to speak up in class, ask questions and not be shy, and even respectfully debate ideas. This can be uncomfortable at first, especially for those coming from lecture-based systems. Encourage your child to practice these skills before they leave their home country, perhaps by joining a debating club or forcing themselves to ask at least one question per class in their final year of high school. Time management becomes critical in university or college. Unlike high school, where teachers remind students about assignments, professors expect students to track deadlines independently. No one's going to go running after them for incomplete or unfinished work or late deadlines. A physical planner or digital calendar is essential. I recommend the 2-day rule. Never go more than 2 days without working on each class assignment. This prevents last-minute cramming and produces better results. Parents, your involvement shouldn't end when your child boards the plane. Visit if possible, seeing their living situation. It will help you understand the challenges they'll be confronted with. Send care packages with familiar foods or treats that remind them of home. Most importantly, listen without judgment. When they share their struggles, often they just need to vent rather than receive solutions to their problems. So as we wrap up, remember that studying abroad or overseas is a marathon, not a sprint. There'll be difficult moments, but these challenges will help your children to grow resilient and into independent adults. The key is preparation across all areas: academic, practical, and emotional. With the right foundation, this experience can transform their lives in wonderful ways. Thank you for joining me for this important discussion. If you found this helpful, please share it with other parents who might benefit. Next week, we'll continue to dive in more engaging topics in our parent engagement series. Until then, this is Rosa Kemirembe reminding you that with proper preparation, your child can achieve greatness anywhere in the world.